Hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever and whatnot. Miss Steph here with your monthly teaching update. So this is where I come on to my YouTube channel and tell you about my teaching adventures for the month. And in particular, I'm going to talk about what happened and didn't happen in December 2020. So, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Stephanie E. Farmer. I am the Executive Director of Triple F Empowerment Inc., and we run Miss Steph's Science Club. And so this month, I actually am a bit more organized than I normally am, y'all, and I actually have notes. First things first, let's talk a little bit about the updates on the sites that we are providing programming at and the events that I participated in. Yay! Okay, so Saturday lives are still happening, so you should totally be able to see me live on most Saturdays, live on Facebook, and of course the links for everything are going to be down below. I'm going to say that frequently because there's going to be a bunch of links for you to be able to get your hands on in the description box. Yeah, so don't sleep on the description box, people, because you're gonna miss a lot of information. All right, so Saturday lives are still happening. The traveling science teacher / remote learning is still happening. We have our various partners that we're working with, and we also are open to take more partners. And again, link down below as far as how to get a hold of me if you want to be one of our partners / receive remote instruction from me. We are, for obvious reasons, not bringing on in-person sites right now. We have one site that is in person, and that is because that site has proven to us and the health department that they can handle having in-person instruction. But we're not bringing on any sites that need us to come in person. Once again, that should be obvious. This is December 2020. In case you're watching this in December 21, talking about why does she care? Well, guess what? We're still in 2020, people. The COVID is still here. And yes, I said COVID. But yeah, so Saturday lives are still happening. That's on Facebook and Instagram. And then, of course, traveling science teacher via traveling like this. Like this. Okay, that's still happening. Yeah. Now, for a couple of fun things that I got to do this month, for the month of December, partnered with Brooklyn Nets. Indirectly, really. Super Saturday STEM Expo is the Harlem event that happens every May, and we've been partnering with them for years. So shout out to Moshe Crone. And guess what? Because she considered me, yay fun, Miss Steph, one of her superstars, I had the honor of partnering, like I said, indirectly with Brooklyn Nets and getting to go live in front of over 3,000 children at one time, this way on the interwebs. And so that was awesome. That was fun. I did a little elephant toothpaste. I've done that reaction several times live on Facebook and also on YT. So if you're interested in seeing that specific thing, number one, you can always email me and just ask me to do that as a live again. But you can also check out, look through things. I want to say the cake and chemistry would be the last time I did that on my YT channel. But yeah, fun. Look at it. It's fun. It makes a huge giant mess. And I made it like extra kind of ridiculous for Cake and Chemistry 2020. So it should be a quite satisfying video. So yeah, Brooklyn Nets. Yes. Shout out to Alex and his team. I'm not going to say the whole team because I don't want to miss anybody. But his team over there, that was great. Working with them and having fun. And then I was interviewed by an old friend. I hadn't seen him for years because I used to go to open mics, people. Yes. Your science teacher is not just your science teacher. And that's kind of a fact for most of the teachers. We do other things other than teaching. And years ago, used to do open mics and whatnot. Anywho, we follow each other on Facebook, Instagram, yada, yada, yada. And so shout out to Marcos from One Mic. One Mic Nights. I'm going to, again, link his channel below. And he interviewed me to find out about Science Club, about what I'm doing now, because I'm not doing One Mic Nights now. And so clearly I'm doing something else. And so he interviewed me. Once again, shout out to you, Marcos, at One Mic Night for your support. And you should be able to see the interview on his channel sometime in the relatively near future. Definitely before 2021 rings in, you should be able to see it. So yeah, linking his channel down below. I told you, links below. Yeah. And then let's move on. Like I said, I have notes, so I'm going to cover everything that's happened as far as teaching in December 2020, people. It's such an eventful year that yes, different things happen every month. So last month's update, I told you that I wasn't really doing Outschool, like after having been really excited about it in October. Well, guess what? I am now doing stuff on Outschool. Like I said, last month my profile was still up and everything, and not only was my profile up, the classes were open, and then I decided to open up some classes and switch to afternoon times, and that seems to be where folks are at. So I've had the blessing, privilege, and honor of hanging out with some very fun young scientists from my classes. I've had about, by the end of December, I'm expecting to have taught at least 4 classes, if not more. And so my link, again, down below, will be there so that you can check that out and find out what kind of classes are available and how you can get your young scientists there. There's also a way on Outschool to gift classes if you are looking for a winter holiday. And I do say winter holiday because there are a lot of holidays that people celebrate, don't celebrate, that maybe you celebrate Christmas, but you've decided for your family to celebrate it kind of like ongoing for various reasons. I grew up in the military, which I talk about over the One Mic, not over, but during the One Mic interview, and how our holiday celebrations would not necessarily always be on the day assigned, just because when you have family that are traveling, and I also, now she would be called an essential worker. My mother also was a nurse, and not only that, she was a night nurse for a large portion of my upbringing. And so Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's would be fluid. Yeah. So all that being said, you might still be giving gifts. Me, for example, I'm actually doing gifts/cards for New Year's, just because that's what I decided to do. That's where it works for me financially. And really, frankly, I feel like anytime anyone gets that gift, they're going to be thankful. Yes. That's how I feel about it. So yeah, so all that being said, doing Outschool more, way more than I did in November. And there's a way to join one of the classes, and not only that, you can gift the class to a young scientist. And I will say this, I do list the materials that the learner is what they're called on Outschool, what the learner needs to be able to follow along with me. However, your child learner, however you are related to the young person, does not have to have the materials to join the class at the exact time. I just list them so that if they want to follow along, they can, and also so that if you decide to do it later with your child, you can. Okay? Again, your child, your niece, your nephew, your whomever. Cool? So that's Outschool. Let's take a breath and move on. Next thing. All right, equipment upgrade, people. So teaching online is different, very different. And there are some educators. I'm not a certified teacher, y'all. Like, that's not a secret. I am a teaching scientist. You know how you have teaching artists? I'm a teaching scientist. So I'm a scientist first, trained scientist, and turned into teacher / nonprofit leader / all kinds of slash. Okay. That being said, all of us, for various reasons, have different opinions about this conduit, this particular educators format, right? And over the last several months, this March, I have been shifting step by step, trying to figure out what's the best way to bring my content to my students, to the adults in their lives, all that type of stuff. Because I doubt that my students are watching these. This is probably another teacher or, again, adult family member watching this to get an idea of how to get your kid either in classes I'm teaching or just as a fellow teacher to figure out your life, right? So that being said, let's talk a little bit about the upgrades that I've had. So in particular, in December alone, I tell you, so much happens in 1 month. So much. So in December alone, I have obtained new headset. I have gone through, this is now my third people. And I'm not a technology hog like that. Okay, this is my third set of like headphones or whatnot, right? So I had the most recent one, I had like not even earbuds, but just like the ones that go in like in your ear, which I dislike strongly because I have little ears and it hurts, frankly. With the little microphone on the side, I had that, and then I had these other big ones that were supposed to be kind of noise canceling and stuff, but they didn't really. They're supposed to be wireless. They work fabulous with my phone, but honey child girl, like they no longer will connect Bluetooth wise with my computer. Just like, well, they just stopped one day. Okay, not to complain, I'm just letting you know that's what happened. So I have a headset now. This headset, can you hear me? Yes, you know this is better. Honey child girl, person, people, bruh, this is better. You know it is. You can hear me and everything. You can hear me, okay? And so this I landed on. This is your call center headset. This is what most people who are teaching long term, for example, like the Outschoolers, most of them have some type of call center headset. So, but what brand is this? Whatever. I'll put it down below what kind of brand I landed on. They're not sponsoring because I would have said their name by now. I don't really have sponsors for my channel. But anyways, people who give to Triple F Empowerment Inc. are supporting the channel, right? But like, I don't have like people sponsoring for whatever. Another thing I have, Webcam. Okay, this puppy. I don't know if you recall or have seen other videos to where like if I hold up food coloring, I just kind of hold it up wherever because bringing it close does nothing. Watch what happens now. Do you see that? Do you see the focus? See, she goes out of focus. And now back in focus. All right, so this puppy is a 1080p, 60 frames per second. Yes, honey, 60 frames per second. Now, it doesn't always like do the 60 frames per second and all that kind of anyways. So this is Nexigo, so Webcam. That's another upgrade. Then ring light. I think that was self-explanatory as far as why I had to get that, because my light in my room, yes, was on, and it's daytime and it's light outside. It's not even dark outside, but the light that's just how cameras work, people. That's just how cameras work. They need light, and you need to have light on your face or else it doesn't work at all. You can't see me. Anyway, so yeah. And then I have this USB hub doohickey whatnot, so that all the USB ports for the headset, the webcam, the this and that work too. And then I also have the ring light is like clipped to my desk now, or table, whatnot, and then I have to where here I can fiddle with my cell phone. I now have my cell phone mounted. So you'll notice in my IG videos that my phone, everything is that the phone is also elevated and it's easier to tilt because I'm not using rickety rackety $16.99 tripod anymore. Okay. As far as my cell phone, the tripod, shout out to my dad and his wife. They got me that, so that I will still be figuring out how to the big tripod where, as far as the camera that they had gotten for me, and that's what I was filming on before this webcam. Anyways, but yeah, so that tripod is fine. Just so y'all know, I'm still using that one when I need to. But the little tripod, let me show you. Because, right, this is what my cell phone was on. You can imagine why that didn't work very well. Not my friend. All right, so yeah, so equipment upgrade. Just letting y'all know what kind of equipment I now have to produce videos and all that type of stuff. Hopefully it's bringing you a higher quality of content. I mean, like, yeah, like, do you like it? Click the like button. Hello. Y'all know I need likes and stuff. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if you think that this is really helping and this is better, go ahead and click that like button so that I can know that you're hearing me and understanding me. That's the upgrade, the equipment upgrade. Now let's chat a little bit about ED life. Not a whole lot about ED life. Like, that's what the blog is for. Well, not the blog, but my podcast. That's more like the podcast is like my just kind of really personal journal that's just like out loud to other people. Life. So first of all, what is an executive director and what am I responsible for when it comes to Triple F Empowerment Inc? So thing is, we are a founder run organization, right? So a lot of times a nonprofit, which is what we are, okay, meaning we use money, but we don't profit on what we're like. I don't personally profit from like donations and money and all that type of stuff. Like when money is given to us, it gets used to move program forward. Yes, part of what's given, actually most of the time it's not the donations, but like anyways, when we charge people, that will somehow come together and help part of my salary, yada yada, right? But I'm not buying like property and all that type of stuff for myself, right? That's not how nonprofits work. Nonprofit meaning we gather resources and those resources then get moved and activated towards the mission. And our mission is to inspire, empower, and encourage young people to pursue education and careers in the STEAM fields, right? And so us being a founder-operated organization, I'm the founder. This was like my brainchild. This was put in my spirit to do this work, okay? And a lot of times when you have founder-operated organizations, we sit and we work and we are constantly doing stuff for the organization. And as far as what an ED does is we are the head manager. So I'm both our visionary leader and our head manager. Like, is everything running smoothly? If something is happening with our bank account, I know about it and I make sure that gets fixed. If something is happening with the materials, I know about it and I make sure it gets fixed. If something is going on with a partnership that's not working or they need more information up for the contract, I'm on the phone conversating with the various people related to partnership. There's one particular partnership where I actually interface with 5 different people. 5? See? Do you see the camera is, focusing? 5. I interface with 5 different people to make that partnership work. Okay? On top of being the person who also writes the lessons because I'm our educational director, right? It's not a separate title. It's built into my title as the executive director and founder. So when I say that, that's what I'm talking about. I'm doing all of those different things. My responsibility is to make sure the ship not only doesn't crash, but that it gets to where it's going. Okay. And so also other things that one of my other major responsibilities, since I am the executive director of a nonprofit, one of my major responsibilities is fundraising. And so I come on here and talk about different things, and depending on what video it is, most of my videos are like for students, right? This is one of my couple of videos a month that you'll see where I like just break down what's going on, and that's more adult friendly for you and that type of thing. And so for fundraising, we are actually very we are right there, y'all, on hitting our 10K goal. Okay. And just for clarity, like when nonprofits hit goals, especially smaller nonprofits like us, like come on now, y'all know we need more than that. But that's like our just, I don't want to say bare minimum, because I have actually run the organization on less than the bare minimum before. But yeah, that 10K is going to launch, and so that to make sure that the start of 2021 is not crazy for us, to make sure that materials can be ordered, because I actually have to order materials next week for one of our sites that will get materials dropped off. Like there's one place where I actually physically order stuff, pack the bags just like I did in the summer. Okay, pack the bags, drop them off at the school, and then the school has to distribute them, because technically I cannot physically interact with the kids because I'm not supposed to be in the building because for safety purposes. Hello, didn't I tell y'all this video was shot during December 2020. So if you're watching it later, first of all, thank you. Like, subscribe. But also that's why I keep bringing up these different restrictions, is because we're still living in that time, right? And going back to being an ED and going back to for a not necessarily large organization, I do all of that as well. We don't have staff to do that. We don't have staff to go drop off stuff. I'm doing that too. Okay. And so when you're contributing to us, we're using resources for that. Also, we have to hold a certain amount of insurances and all that type of stuff. All those things that make it so we can legally operate business. That's what we're using donations for. Again, I'm not like buying, I don't know what people bought with the PPP loan, right? That PPP loan that like some people got. I used it on my staff. Hello, that's what we used it for at Triple F. But I do know that others were using it on yachts and stuff. Come now. Y'all know that $10,000 is not paying for nobody's yacht. Okay? Know that your money is going towards building our program and supporting things and making sure that we're able to provide quality content, but at an affordable, if not free price, right? This is on YouTube, so this is free, So all that to say is that we are doing the Breaking Barriers campaign, and we are breaking barriers with it. Hello, you heard me earlier talk to you about our Brooklyn Nets partnership. We were not paid for that, but 3,000 children were affected that day. Hello, do you understand? Do you get, that's a lot. That's a lot of kids that were impacted and were inspired. That's why I do what I do. And that's, when I'm talking about, this is my note to make sure that I talk about my ED life and my, responsibilities as a fundraiser and all that type of stuff. That's what we're doing. That's what you're supporting. So if you have ever given to us, thank you. And you this year, if you gave in 2020, do you understand how far your contribution went? You went around the world and really are helping us create and build foundational experiences for young people to go into the STEAM field. So that's that. I'm not going to talk too much more about that. I'm sure I'm going to have some picture up somewhere about breaking barriers. Yeah. And the link, is where? Down in the description box below. Okay. Now let's finish out. Thank you. Thank you for watching. If you made it all the way to this part of the video, yes, love you. Appreciate you. Okay. Remember to like and subscribe. That does make a difference. So on the real, when you like and you subscribe and all that type of stuff, that does bring my videos to more young people, because then that does, it elevates us in the YouTube algorithm and all that type of stuff. Again, STEAM algorithm, that's a STEAM thing. That's a STEAM career, and so I appreciate those who are liking, who are watching, that teacher, and just a quick little note for other teachers that are watching this update. Thank you for what you do. Keep going. And yeah, we're still working. We're still out here for our students, right? So just want to encourage you. For parents who are watching, thank you so much for subscribing on your child's behalf. For my board members and family members that are watching, thank you for watching, just because you're trying to make sure that I have views, and so that my views go up. You're fabulous. And of course, for my students, my babies, I love you guys. You're awesome. You're brilliant. Remember to make sure you like Miss Steph's video, honey. Okay. And there are links down below as far as how to contact me and request specific activities, because a lot of people are not aware, especially people who just interact with me might not know that I have cabinets full of materials, because part of what we were doing pre-COVID restrictions is that I was physically going places with bags of materials to help teach my classes, to make sure classes were hands-on, right? Because that's what we do, hands-on learning. And so because of that, I probably do have the materials to try certain things if you're interested in seeing what might happen, but maybe you and your family might not have the resources especially right now, to spend on trying experiments. Or maybe you just want to see me do it first and explain the science to you first, and then you try it at home. Whatever the case might be, please feel free and feel comfortable to send me an email, again linked down below, to request a specific project. Okay, so thank you to my New Life family, my church family. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are awesome. Triple F Empowerment Inc. board. We just had a recent board meeting. Thank you so much. We are little engine that could. For those of you who remember the reference, that's like from when I was a kid. Donors, obviously, y'all. Thank you. And my, like I said, friends and family, and my students. Once again, I have to say thank you to my students. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. The comments are not going to be open just because, for safety for young people, should they decide to watch it. That is why the comments are closed on a lot of my videos. All right. Send me a message if you have any questions, and have an absolutely awesome and wonderful day.